Well, Arsenal threw everything that they had in this game, but they don't get any points from here, from this particular game. Everton have caused a massive upset here at the Goodison Park, and they've managed to seal a 1-0 victory against league leaders Arsenal, who, remember, had an 8-point lead going into the match, but that's now come down to 5 because they've not been able to take advantage of this whole situation. And Manchester City now trailing by only 5 points against Arsenal, who tried really hard to break down an Everton side that have been struggling for a while now. But Everton, under this new regime of Sean Dyche, only his first game at the Goodison Park as the new manager of Everton, he's managed to pull off a great result. When you look at playing against a side that has only lost once, and that was also early in the Premier League season when Arsenal lost to Manchester United 3-1 at Old Trafford. It's been a stellar run for Arsenal since then. They've consolidated their position right up top, and Everton, who've been struggling for the longest time now, it was just last week that they sacked Frank Lampard as the manager. They brought in Sean Dyche, and as we've seen with Sean Dyche, he tends to bring the best out of teams that are struggling. And Everton going into this match were bottom of the table, but they've now, with this all important win, they've now managed to come out of the relegation zone, and they're now in the 18th place. So they've rather the 17th place, beg your pardon. So they've managed to come out of the relegation zone, and these 3 points really mean a lot to Everton side that has been struggling for points. Remember, last 8 games, no wins for them, as against Arsenal, who were high on confidence. Remember, from a series of wins that they've had of late. Rather, a 13-game unbeaten run is what Arsenal have enjoyed of late, and having said that, a big win there for Everton, and they've caused a massive upset. And the gap up top now, by the way, has come down to 5 points. It is Arsenal who continue to be at the top with 50 points. It is Manchester City who trail them and are at 45 points. You have Newcastle and Manchester United tied on points right below that, but the league continues to be in favor of Arsenal as far as the title race is concerned. But again, a chance lost for Arsenal and a game to forget nonetheless for Martin Odegaard, who has impressed us all this whole season. He's had great contributions in front of the goal, had a couple of opportunities today as well, particularly one in the second half wherein the ball was played into his path by Bukayo Saka, but he just lifted the ball over the bar and just couldn't make enough of the opportunity, which is why he was subbed off as well. Not something that you see Mikel Arteta do very often. He is definitely one of the better players out there on the field, Martin Odegaard, beg your pardon, and he definitely had a game to forget. But Arsenal really pushed hard right towards the fag end, but Everton in this new regime, there is a change of managers that we've seen. Yes, of course, not the kind of transfer window they would have hoped for, because no signings made at all in the month of January, in that January transfer window. The fans were tested, I would say, because Arsenal did, start on the front foot, I would say. So it was a testy game for the fans as well. They were getting a little bit frustrated, but Everton doing enough on the day to get that all-important win. It was a header from Tarkowski that gave Everton the lead, and they just did enough on the day to get those 3 important points that have now brought the side out of the relegation zone. What also happened during the match was, as we in fact approached the fag end of the match, was things getting extremely heated out there, and we saw Neil Mope get into a bit of a skirmish with the Arsenal left back Zinchenko. Both of them were given a yellow card. It was just a little bit of a brush that Neil Mope had on Zinchenko while the latter was in possession, and when the ball got away from him, he just lashed out. He just bumped into him, and Mope was just quick to go on the ground, and for that there was a yellow card given to the two of them because it just got all players around them, and the two were involved in an altercation of sorts. Three very important points, of course. It would have meant for Arsenal as well, but they mean far more for an Everton side who've been languishing at the bottom of the table for the longest time now. But it's a new start for them, in his first game as the Everton boss, Sean Dyche has managed to produce a splendid result. A result not many could have seen coming. It could have, rather, while you were building up to the game, you expected it to be an easy win for Arsenal because they've been the team on song. They've been the team who had the rhythm. They've been goal scorers in Martinelli, in Odegaard, in Saka. So they look like the complete team right now. Of course, being bolstered further by the inclusion of Trossard over there, who was also involved in the match, but Arsenal having thrown everything that they had just couldn't. And it's now gotten down to 5 points, with Manchester City earlier beating Leicester to ensure that they continue to breathe down Arsenal's necks. For now, that's all the time that we have. We hope you liked this update. There's 6 more games that's happening as we speak. Manchester United taking on Crystal Palace, and a bunch of other games as well, which start in just about half an hour's time. We'll keep you updated with regards to all those games as well, and much more happening in and around the world of sport. My name is Harshad Ahuja. We hope you liked this video, and in case you haven't